for biashara. We pride ourselves in being flexible, caring, and always available to serve and meet your financial needs. Walking with you on your journey as individuals, families, and businesses. From small and medium enterprises to large corporates, we are with you for life.
Family Bank, with you for life. Tufanikishe zaidi.
Our vision is to be the financial institution that leads in the positive transformation of people's lives in Africa. Our mission is to deliver the transformation through quality financial services, innovation, and integrity. We live by our core values, winning together with our customers, self-belief in our collective ability to change the world, transparency that earns your trust, and humility, because it is always about our customers. We are your comprehensive partner, providing retail and business banking, agribusiness, diaspora banking, treasury and custodial services, trade finance, asset financing, and corporate and institutional banking. Wherever your journey takes you, we are right there with you.
Myself, Raju Patel, and I'm working with Jumbo Quality. I'm handling the sales coordination. The MOU we signed since 1 year. As at the same time, we also opened the account. And after that, the staff, particularly whoever is handling the department for the Maji loan, is really aggressive. They are really cooperative, particularly on the marketing team and on the field side, regional managers. They are really very aggressive and they are really cooperative. And the way they did the marketing, I think so, we are getting the very good numbers as well. And the people are also benefited in terms of staff and the account holders. They already got the good loan in the name of Porting. So I think so. I think so far it's good. And with this rainy season, I think so, we are going to get very good numbers with the Family Bank. The way staff is working, the particularly department is working with our team, I think so, is really quite impressive. Porting itself, the brand itself is a trust. We are since 12 years old. Porting is a 3-layer. We are giving 10 years warranty. Unconditional terms and conditions is always are applied against any manufacturing defect for 10 years. Written warranty, we are the only company is giving 10 years warranty. Nationwide, we are delivering free. Major towns, particularly odd towns, is a different story, but generally nationwide we are delivering free. And we have our own transport setup. It's very important. So after self-service is very important. That is what we are doing. And as you know, POA water tank is awarded with the super brand, and that itself is showing loyalty and commitment with the people. Just example, I can give it to you. If it is we are writing 5,000 liter POA water tank, so it's a 5,000 liter, not like sometimes because of the cost saving people are getting maybe a 4,000 or 4,500 liters is very important. At the moment what you are paying, you are getting, so you will get the right value of what you are paying. Family Bank is more trusted bank. As so far is the way I have experience, I don't have any issues with the bank. So I think so bank itself, Family Bank itself, a good name. It's called Family. And when you approach to the staff, we feel we are coming on the right place. The trust is automatically we feel, and the feelings are always says everything.
My name is Benjamin Jero Muchungi, an engineer by training. I'm the CEO and Managing Director of Territory Works Limited. My role primarily being business development and strategic planning in the organization. I would say I'll go back to the time we started Bank of the Family. That was in 2016. We had a very bad experience with our former bankers, which I need not mention here. And we had gotten a job with Kenya Urban Roads Authority for some link roads and bypasses in Kisii Town, where it was relatively quite well-priced job compared to the ones that we had handled there before. When we approached the bank that we were banking with then, they denied us the performance guarantee, which made us move to Family Bank and request Family Banks to come in for us, which they readily did, and were able to take on the contract seamlessly without any pains that would otherwise have occurred if we had not been able to secure the guarantee with the other bank. In 2021, I didn't mention, but we found ourselves into partnership with a Chinese company called CCCC doing a Lamu Ijara Garissa, and it was such a big job. It was a partnership that called for a lot of resources, a lot of input, and were it not for family coming in for us at that time, we really would not have been able to transact the way we transacted. I keep telling people that family has gotten us where we are, and we thank God every day for family having been there for us when it did.
From only one branch in 1985, the bank has grown over time and currently enjoys a network of 96 branches countrywide and more than 1.3 million customers who trust us. With over 6,000 bank agents and 75,000 merchants, anywhere you need us, we are there.
Thika Road Christian School started in 1978, so this is our 49th year of operation. And we are a ministry of Thika Road Baptist Church, a Christian school, and it goes from 3-year-old class up to Form 4. In 2022, we were preparing for our expansion to junior school, and so we approached different banks, but it was Family Bank that gave us a development loan so that we could bridge the cash flow, and it helped us to put up the building within 1 year. So we have new facilities for the junior school. Instead of keeping grades 7 and 8 and 9 together with the primary students, they feel like they're in a new school. So that has expanded our student population. I think it has increased by about 200 students, and we've increased the number of teachers. It is given also a facelift to the school because it's in the high school section. We have a 5-year strategic plan. We have just finished year 3 of the strategic plan, and now we're embarking on constructing a half Olympic sized pool and a children's pool, plus the infrastructure that goes with that. We also have 2 other construction projects that we want to complete. So Family Bank has relieved us of some annual expenses so that we can concentrate on other smaller projects, in the sense that instead of diverting all the money to one project, we can be repaying Family Bank as we use the balance of the funds for our digital projects and other school needs. They've also embraced friendly financing termly. So the bus loan, we pay termly at the beginning of each term when when the bulk of fees are collected. And Family Bank has also come in when we have had sports days to provide awards, and also even to set up a table so that parents can find out how Family Bank can assist with school fees and their personal financial management.
Family Bank is digital. Our solutions, lauded as best in tier, give you the power to transact anytime, anywhere via internet banking, PesaPap mobile banking, and agency services. Through our newest subsidiary, PesaPap Digital, we are driving forward-thinking technology to meet your evolving needs. We offer peace of mind through the Family Bank bancassurance intermediary, providing a wide array of insurance products to protect what matters most to you, your family, and your biashara. From general business insurance, motor and asset insurance, health insurance, and agribusiness insurance, we bring insurance to your doorstep through our diverse network of branches and online platforms.
Gibson Washaga is my name. I'm the CEO and founder of FinCorp Credit. FinCorp Credit is a microfinance. We specialize in logbook loans, trade finance, and MSME loans. Our journey at FinCorp Credit started with a very clear mindset to make credit accessible, transparent, and empowering everyday Kenyan. We believe in disciplined lending to support customers, so customer first approach. Over the years we have grown, and we believe that with sustainability and positive lending that we should be able to support many Kenyans to transform their lives through responsible lending. As our products uptake increased, we realized that we could not be able to walk the journey alone. We needed a partner who will understand our business, a partner who will stand with us in the journey of financial inclusivity. And we believe that that kind of a partner was not just going to come in as an institution, but was coming to believe in the vision that we had started on and support our business model. So it is in the path of growth that we realized that we needed a strong partner to be able to come in and help us in our journey. Our experience with Family Bank has been exceptional. Family Bank came in and they were very quick in terms of understanding our business, deeply understanding our business. They were very quick in terms of understanding our market segment and in terms of aligning their product with our needs. And therefore, what mainly has stood out is in terms of the support that we have received through our partnership with Family Bank. Partnership is critical, and partnership, I would put it in that it's about alignment, it's about shared values and shared ambition. And Family Bank embeds those three values. And we have seen Family Bank come in to support us in terms of our growth in a way that really tells us that they care and they want us to succeed. They genuinely want the best for us. And therefore, in terms of alignment, they have been able to align with our business. In terms of a shared ambition, they believe that indeed the mission that we embarked on in terms of creating, ensuring the credit accessibility in the market for individuals and entrepreneurs, they believe in the same ambition. There's a saying currently in the political circle that tunaenda mbele na maringo. So even for us, we are walking forward now. We are marching forward with a lot of confidence that Family Bank has shown that they have the best interest for us in terms of growth and in terms of success. And therefore, as we plan about whether it is our branch expansion, our footprint expansion across the country and outside the country, we believe that Family Bank will be there to support our needs and what we'll be looking for. So we value the partnership and we are keen to ensure that we build on it and they support on our growth looking forward.
Through our philanthropic arm, the Family Group Foundation, we drive sustainable development. We pride ourselves in driving economic and social growth by eradicating poverty through supporting education, community agricultural programs, youth and women empowerment, and technology programs that drive the creative economy. The Family Group Foundation journey began with the visionary leader, Mr. Titus Muya.
I was not in a very flamboyant secondary school. I was in a day secondary school. I got out of help from a lot of people. And a lot of those people were not my relatives. I got help from even outsiders, people who are not my relatives. Initially, I gave a little bit of money from my pocket, not from the bank. Then because I did that, the numbers kept on growing. Every year I would get another people, somebody coming in. And I had my mother and my stepmother who kept on reminding me, you are helped by people to go to school, help them. But eventually to go to a point I could no longer do it. And luckily, by the grace of God, Family Finance Building Society was then making a bit of money. So I came up with an idea. I started a family bank foundation.
The foundation was created to move beyond traditional corporate social responsibility towards a shared value model that delivers measurable social, economic, and environmental returns. Grounded in Family Bank's over 40-year legacy of financial inclusion and wealth creation, the foundation exists to catalyze partnerships that transform families, strengthen communities, and safeguard the future. But the scale of today's challenges demand more. It demands collaboration.
Since the year 2012, we have made significant financial and institutional investments in the work of the Family Group Foundation. Allow me to say that to date, Family Bank has invested over 1 billion Kenya shillings. And these investments reflects our belief that sustainable development is driven by empowered individuals and communities.
Education remains the most powerful tool for breaking the cycle of poverty. For thousands of young Kenyans, it is the bridge between potential and possibility. The Foundation's flagship scholarship program is national in scope, with beneficiaries drawn from all 47 counties of Kenya. By deliberately targeting academically gifted but financially vulnerable learners, the program ensures equitable access to quality secondary and tertiary education, regardless of geography or background.
The foundation itself, not just in where Family Bank has branches, but all over across the breadth and width of this country, we give support. We do it as part of our duty to give back to society that are not as endowed as ourselves.
These scholarships cover tuition, accommodation, uniforms, learning materials, and student upkeep, ensuring that no child drops out of school due to financial hardship. To date, the foundation has supported over 2,500 students, many of whom are first-generation secondary school learners, creating a truly national pipeline of future leaders, professionals, and change makers. Beyond access, the foundation invests in holistic education, supporting mentorship, discipline, leadership development, innovation exposure, and technical and vocational pathways to prepare learners for life beyond the classroom.
My experience at the boot camp was good, especially interacting with the teachers, the examiners, my fellow students, the board of directors who made us feel at home. And I think I'm ready for the examination because we have been given the necessary techniques by examiners to go about the exams.
Within the workshop, we brought in a life coach who was able to take them through the different aspects of life that they will be dealing with when they go to the university. So the aspect of social, issues of relationships, issues of sexual life in the university, issues of even dealing with the lecturers when they go there, and also generally how to balance the social life against the academic life.
I would like to tell the Family Group Foundation that the scholarship they offer, they have been very helpful and they transform lives.
I'd like to tell the Family Group Foundation to continue supporting other students, to help them through their journey through high school, and to continue giving others a shoulder to lean on.
Kenya's greatest asset is its youth. With more than 75% of the population under the age of 35, the country's economic future depends on how effectively young people are equipped to participate in the economy. Yet for many, the challenge is not ambition, but access to skills, opportunity, and sustainable livelihoods.
Kwa majina naitwa Alice Kemunto Okech na nashukuru Family Bank kwa kunishika mkono. Niliposikia opportunity ya msichana wangu kwenda shule, nilifurahia sana na imenisaidia kwa sababu sikuwa na uwezo wa kumpeleka kiwango chenye amefika. Nashukuru kwa kunishika mkono na nasema asante na mzidi kushika mkono hivyo vile mmeanza. Kwa sababu kazi yenye nafanya ni hii na sina uwezo wa kumpeleka shule, lakini kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu mmenishika mkono, mtu wangu ameweza kuona amepata kitu yenye naweza muendelesha maishani na nasema asante.
Beyond skills training, the foundation supports ICT startups through business incubation, coaching, and investor readiness programs, helping investors translate ideas into scalable, sustainable enterprises.
My name is Vivian Otieno. I am a beneficiary of the software engineering program. I undertook the training for 6 months. The training opened me up to know how to do research, debug my program, especially when I'm having a technical difficulty. And it was fun, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
The partnership that we are running in collaboration with Family Group Foundation is aimed at equipping young people with skills in software development, and it's a collaboration that's supposed to empower the young people and introduce these young people within the tech space and give them the skills to go on and become, hopefully, entrepreneurs within the tech space.
The mentors we had for the bootcamp were like phenomenal people from Hollywood. We had people from the UK, we had people from South Africa, New Zealand. And these are like seasoned animators with like a niche already cut out for them in Hollywood. So I got to learn a lot about how the industry works, not just in Kenya, but also in Hollywood. And then we got to learn of their different storytelling and perspectives.
Sustainable development cannot exist without environmental responsibility. Climate change continues to pose a real and growing threat to livelihoods, ecosystems, and economic stability. Climate action is a core pillar of the Foundation's sustainability agenda, aligned to Sustainable Development Goal SDG 13 and Kenya's national environmental priorities. To date, the Foundation has committed 10 million shillings towards environmental conservation and ecosystem restoration initiatives. In partnership with environmental agencies, Green Blue Foundation Africa, government institutions, Kenya Forest Service and community stakeholders, Kenya Water Towers Agency, the Foundation supports large-scale restoration and ecosystem restoration initiatives. In 2025, the Foundation deepened its climate action partnerships by collaborating with the Kenya Defence Forces to drill a borehole at Ngong Hills Forest Reserve, Kona Baridi, enabling the establishment of 1 million tree seedling nursery and accelerating reforestation efforts in the area.
We were here about 3 years ago, and this was barren land, and there was absolutely nothing. And you can see behind us now we have a thicket of trees. I mean, we're very happy with the progress that's been happening here. Today we've walked around, we've seen the acacias thriving, we've seen some sycamore trees, we've seen the cedar. So our experiment in trying to narrow down the species that will thrive in this environment is, I think, bearing some fruition. I want to just extend my sincere gratitude to the CDF and his entire team at the Kenya Defence Forces. They've actually built for us a borehole with a solar power station down there. I hope we'll get some sight of that. Water is a key issue here, and so we have solved that.
I feel like this forest, we're bequeathing it to the next generation, and they'll plant trees and they'll bequeath it to the generations that come after. So yes, I'm grateful to KFS, I'm grateful to KDF for partnering with us, and we look forward to planting even more.
By embedding climate action into development agenda, The Family Bank Group Foundation is ensuring that progress today does not compromise the well-being of future generations.
Our mission has been to empower families by ensuring we catalyze positive change to make sure that we create wealth for vulnerable families and build sustainable community programs.
This commitment to excellence has been recognized throughout the industry. We are proud to have been recently awarded Best Tier 2 Bank in Customer Experience by the Kenya Bankers Association, second runners-up in Customer Experience, Social Impact and Sustainability by the Kenya Institute of Customer Experience, Best Mentorship and Networking for Women in the Banking on Women Awards, and overall champions for 3 consecutive years in the Battle of the Banks Africa competition. We power sustainable businesses and cities, driving diversity and inclusion across the country. Bank on your preferred bank for Biashara today. Bank with family. Bank with purpose. Family Bank Limited. With you for life. Welcome to the Family Bank Group's 19th Annual General Meeting. An opportunity to engage with you, our shareholders and customers, as we share the progress of our journey. A journey of growth, resilience, and our unwavering commitment to sustainable financial, social, and economic growth. A journey of impact and transformation of livelihoods. We are your preferred bank for Biashara. We pride ourselves in being flexible, caring, and always available to serve and meet your financial needs. Walking with you on your journey as individuals, families, and businesses. From small and medium enterprises to large corporates, we are with you for life.
Family Bank, with you for life. Tufanikishe zaidi.
Our vision is to be the financial institution that leads in the positive transformation of people's lives in Africa. Our mission is to deliver the transformation through quality financial services, innovation, and integrity. We live by our core values, winning together with our customers, self-belief in our collective ability to change the world, transparency that earns your trust, and humility, because it is always about our customers. We are your comprehensive partner, providing retail and business banking, agribusiness, diaspora banking, treasury and custodial services, trade finance, asset financing, and corporate and institutional banking. Wherever your journey takes you, we are right there with you.
Myself, Raju Patel, and I'm working with Jumbo Quality. I'm handling the sales coordination. Yeah, the MOU we signed since 1 year. As at the same time, we also opened the account. And after that, the staff, particularly whoever is handling the department for the Maji alone, is really aggressive. They are really cooperative, particularly on the marketing team. And on the field side, regional managers, they are really very aggressive and they are really cooperative. And the way they did the marketing, I think so, we are getting the very good numbers as well. And the people are also benefited in terms of staff and the account holders. They already got the good loan in the name of Boateng. So I think so. I think so far it's good. And with this rainy season, I think so, we are going to get very good numbers with the Family Bank. The way staff is working, the particularly department is working with our team, I think so, is really quite impressive. Boateng itself, the brand itself is a trust. We are since 12 years old. poverty.
Mungu nguvu yetu.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 9 a.m. Welcome to the Family Bank Annual General Meeting for the year ended 31st December 2025. As provided for under Articles 57A of the Company's Articles of Association, we are holding this AGM virtually. We are pleased to utilize modern technology to conduct this annual general meeting. This electronic format allows for broad shareholder participation, enabling attendance from various locations. I sincerely appreciate all of you who have managed to dial in or log through the internet to be with us today. Now, while this virtual AGM will not provide the same interaction as if we were to meet in person, we have endeavored to have in place the functionality to allow real-time questions, responses, and voting. As is our custom, we will start the meeting with a word of prayer from Mr. Bildad Wamba. Bildad, please.
Let's pray for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning with hearts full of gratitude. We want to thank you, Lord, for the gift of life and for the opportunity you've given us to come together virtually for this 19th annual general meeting of Family Bank Limited. We thank you, God, for your grace that has enabled Family Bank to achieve great milestones. This morning, Lord, we have got an agenda before us. We humbly invite you in our presence this morning. Lord, we seek your wisdom, we seek your guidance as we go through the agenda. We trust and believe in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Bildad. I now wish to introduce the directors present, starting with my Vice Chair, Mr. Mark Kereri, then Mr. Titus K. Muya, who is also our founder, Madam Mary Mburu, Mr. Baptista Kanyaru, Dr. Penina Kariuki, Madam Ann Bugwa, Professor Winnie Nyamute, Mr. Julius Muya, who is an alternate to TK Muya, and our CEO, Madam Nancy Njau. I would also like to introduce our company secretary, Mr. Eric Murai, and our CFO, Mr. Paul Garagari. Our external auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, LLP, are also represented here by Mr. Patrick Kiambi. I shall now ask the Secretary to report on the registration and confirmation of shareholder participation through registration. Bwana Secretary.
Thank you, Chairman. I confirm that a total number of 2,873 shareholders holding a total of 1,248,535,399 shares, representing 75.09%, have registered and participated in the electronic AGM, and I confirm that the meeting is properly constituted.
I therefore declare the meeting to be properly convened and duly constituted. I now call upon the Secretary once again to read the notice convening the meeting. Secretary.
Thank you, Chairman. Notice is hereby given that the 19th Annual General Meeting of the Shareholders of Family Bank Limited will be held via electronic communication on Thursday, 30th April 2026, that is today, starting at 9 a.m. to conduct the business set out in the notice published on the Family Bank website and in the Daily Nation and the Standard newspapers on 8th of April 2026. Further, Chairman, I confirm that the minutes of the 18th AGM are on our website, and we request that the minutes be confirmed as a true record of the proceedings. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Secretary. We are going to present the voting guide on how to cast your votes.
Welcome to the 2026 Annual General Meeting of Family Bank Limited. Voting for the AGM resolutions is currently open. A text message and an email prompt have been sent to all eligible shareholders and proxies with instructions on how to vote. Those with multiple accounts and holding proxies on behalf of others will be prompted to vote for the various accounts consecutively. Ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe zimetumwa kwa wanahisa wote waliohitimu na wawakilishi, yani proxy, zilio na maagizo ya jinsi ya kupiga kura. Kwa wale walio na akaunti zaidi ya moja au waliotumwa kuwakilisha, yani proxy, watahamasishwa kupiga kura kwa akaunti mbalimbali mfululizo. Registered shareholders and proxies will key in and dial the following USSD code from any mobile phone network in Kenya. Wanahisa na wawakilishi, yani proxy, watapiga msimbo ufuatao kwenye simu zao. Msimbo huu unaweza kutumika kwa mitandao yote ya simu Kenya. Dial *483*809#. Once the shareholder chooses the language, the next prompt will be as follows. Mwanahisa atakapochagua lugha, atapata jibu lifuatalo. Welcome to the Family Bank Limited AGM. Reply with 1. Karibu kwa mkutano huu wa mwaka wa Family Bank Limited. Bonyeza 1. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Accounts registered with your number are listed below. Reply with 1 to vote using the first listed account. Akaunti iliyosajiliwa kwa nambari yako imeorodheshwa hapa chini. Bonyeza 1 kupiga kura. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Approve the integrated report, the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2025, together with the chairman's, directors, and auditors' reports thereon. Reply with 1 if in favor, reply with 2 if against, reply with 3 to abstain. Idhinisha ripoti jumuishi, taarifa za fedha zilizokaguliwa kwa mwaka ulioishia tarehe 31 Disemba 2025, pamoja na ripoti za mwenyekiti, wakurugenzi na wakaguzi wa hesabu. Bonyeza 1 kukubali, bonyeza 2 kukataa, bonyeza 3 kuazilia. Continue following the same prompts for all other resolutions. Shareholders with multiple accounts shall be prompted to vote until they exhaust all their accounts. Endelea kufuata mchakato kwa hoja zingine. Mwanahisa anaweza kurudia mchakato mzima ili kupiga kura tena ikiwa ana akaunti zaidi ya moja. The live stream link for this meeting was sent to all eligible shareholders via SMS and email. Once you click the link, you will find the resolution tab on the dashboard. Click the button and thereafter, click the voting option against each resolution as per your choice. Once completed, click the Submit Vote for Resolutions button to complete voting. Kiungo cha mtiririko wa moja kwa moja cha mkutano huu kilitumwa kwa wanahisa wote wanaostahiki kupitia ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe. Mara baada ya kubofya kiungo, utapata kichupo cha resolution kwenye dashibodi. Bofya kitufe na kisha ubofye chaguo la kupiga kura dhidi ya kila azimio kulingana na chaguo lako. Baada ya kukamilika, bofya kitufe cha Submit Vote for Resolutions ili kukamilisha kupiga kura. Closing of voting will be announced by the chairman. Kufungwa kwa upigaji kura kutatangazwa na mwenyekiti. Results of the resolutions voted on will be published on the company's website within 24 hours following the conclusion of the EGM. Matokeo ya uchaguzi yatachapishwa kwenye wavuti wa kampuni kati ya masaa 24 kufuatia hitimisho la mkutano.
Shareholders, our 2025 financial statements were made available to all shareholders through a publication in the local dailies on 26th March 2026, and the integrated report is available on the company's website as indicated in the notice convening this meeting. The chairman's report was published with the integrated report and published on the company's website. We also have hard copies of the integrated report available at all our branches. Shareholders, my report to you for the year ended 31st December 2025 is contained in the integrated report at pages 12 to 15, and we also have a Kiswahili version on pages 16 to 19. I shall now read my report. Dear shareholders, on behalf of the Board of Directors, it gives me a great pleasure to present the Family Bank's Group Integrated Report and Financial Statements for the year ended December 2025. We commenced the execution of our 2025 to 2029 strategic plan, and I'm pleased to report that we are firmly on course. Our teams have delivered strongly, meeting and in some key areas exceeding our targets, hence reinforcing our position as the preferred bank for biashara. It was indeed a year of strong performance, shareholders. Profit after tax grew by 55% to 5.4 billion shillings, and underpinned by disciplined execution and in strong income growth. Our total assets expanded by 23% to 208.7 billion shillings, supported by a strengthened capital base and retained earnings. This performance is a reflection of a strong strategy, disciplined execution, and a firm commitment for sustainable growth. So we could say we are not just growing, we are building enduring value. I'll now talk about the operating environment. It was indeed resilience in motion. Shareholders, I now wish to navigate our operating environment, starting with the global economic environment, and thereafter provide highlights on how the domestic economy performed. In 2025, the global economy continued its gradual stabilization, though not without complexity. Inflation across advanced economies eased from about 3% in the first quarter to 2% by the end of the year. And this followed sustained monetary tightening across the main economies. Policy rates, however, remained relatively elevated at around 4.5 to 5.5%, keeping global borrowing costs high. As the year progressed, central banks, including the US Federal Reserve, began cautiously easing with rate cuts of around 50 basis points, signaling improved confidence in price stability. However, this recovery unfolded against a backdrop of continued geopolitical tension. You will remember the Russian-Ukraine conflict and evolving tensions in the Middle East, and one could say they've now escalated to near full-blown war. And renewed trade frictions, read this to mean tariff barriers, disrupted supply chains, and introduced volatility in global markets. At the same time, rapid advances in artificial intelligence and digital technologies continued to reshape industries, including banking, presenting both opportunity and a competitive agency. In essence, therefore, stability is returning, but global environment remains dynamic and fast evolving. I'll now talk about the Kenyan environment in 2025. Against this global backdrop, Kenya's economy demonstrated notable resilience. GDP growth stood at approximately 4.9% according to some sources, and we've also seen figures around 4.6%, a slight drop from the year before. And this was supported by macroeconomic stabilization, improving private sector activity, and stronger external inflows. This resilience reflects the enduring strength of Kenya's entrepreneurial spirit, and one could say we are indeed a biashara economy. I'll talk about inflation. One of the most encouraging developments in 2025 was the steady decline in inflation. Inflation eased from 6.5% in quarter one to 4.5% by December, and this is a 2% reduction, which is significant. The reduction was mainly as a result of improved food production, stable energy prices, and as you know, this may not hold in 2026, depending on the challenges I have mentioned above. And we also had coordinated policy interventions. For households and businesses, this meant great certainty and renewed confidence. The Kenya shilling remained largely stable, trading within a narrow band of around 129 to 130 shillings to the US dollar from second quarter onwards. This stability was supported by strong foreign exchange inflows. Our diaspora remittances rose from an average of around $412 million per month in quarter one to around $440 million by quarter three. Overall, we recorded about 8% increase year on year. The overall number was $5.1 billion. Tourism recovery and improved reserves further reinforced this position. A stable currency is more than a number, as you'd appreciate. It is a signal that of the confidence others have in our economy. I'll now talk briefly about the monetary policy. And as inflation declined, the Central Bank of Kenya gradually shifted towards a lower interest rate regime. The benchmark rate was reduced from 10.75% in quarter one to 9% by the year end. This easing supported by a rebound in private sector credit, which grew by approximately 13 to 14% year on year by the end of quarter three. And in practical terms, this meant business could thrive, invest again, and growth could resume. On the fiscal front, government obligations remained an important consideration. Pending bills stood at around 516 billion in quarter one, easing moderately to around 480 billion by quarter three. Now, while progress has been made, I think fiscal pressures continue to influence liquidity within the private sector. At the same time, Kenya's public debt stood at approximately 12 to 12.3 trillion shillings. But the silver lining here is the percentage of domestic debt, which was about 55% compared to 45% external debt, is more supportive of our exchange rate. This underscores the importance of sustained fiscal discipline going forward. I'll now talk about the Nairobi Securities Exchange, of particular interest to us as we proceed to listing. Now, capital markets, including the Nairobi Securities Exchange, delivered a standout performance. The Nairobi Securities Exchange recorded its strongest rally in over a decade, particularly in the second half of the year. Investor wealth increased by over 1 trillion Kenya shillings, representing a gain of 51 to 53%, and this is also reflected in the movement of our major indices, the NASI, the NSE 20, and the NSE 25. This performance was driven by easing interest rates, strong sectoral growth, and renewed investor participation. It is a clear signal of the confidence in Kenya's economic future and an encouraging backdrop as we prepare to list. shareholders. In the years gone by, a long statement from the board chair would typically be expected following a year of weak performance. Now, over the years, our stakeholders have continued to become more demanding of us, to the extent that even after a strong performance like the one we are presenting today, one is still confronted with at least the following three questions. And number one, is the performance sustainable? And I know in the MD's presentation, there will be a little bit more said about this. Question number two, has the performance been achieved in an environment of good governance? And question number three, have the activities of the bank in any way adversely impacted either the environment or the societies in which we operate? My response to the above concerns is as follows. As we grow, we remain grounded. In 2025, we strengthened our enterprise risk management framework, integrating environmental and social considerations into our credit and investment processes. We enhanced fraud detection capabilities, deepened regulatory compliance, and continued investing in technology and talent. And investment in technology and talent critical for sustainability. Now, sustainability remains central to our strategy, and through our ESG-aligned approach and the Family Group Foundation's Tufuzu initiatives, we continue to drive impact across education, agriculture, ICT, environmental resilience. We believe that when individuals are empowered, communities thrive and economies grow. So I'll now talk about the strategic milestones which were expected in the year gone by. Now, shareholders, the CEO will shortly be speaking in detail to our many strategic initiatives. However, I wish to single out two of these initiatives in my statement for emphasis. And the first one is our planned listing on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Now, following shareholders' approval in October 2025, we now have a plan to list Family Bank shares by introduction on the Nairobi Securities Exchange next month, and this is subject to regulatory approval. This marks a pivotal step in our evolution, unlocking value, enhancing liquidity, and positioning the bank for its next phase of growth. Second one is our capital raise initiatives. We successfully raised 8 billion Kenya shillings, exceeding our initial target by 31%, and this capital will accelerate our investment in digital transformation, lending, and expansion. Allow me now, shareholders, to speak to you more directly about the confidence we have going forward. We are entering a new chapter. Our fundamentals are strong, our strategy is clear, Our growth trajectory is solid. As we approach listing, shareholders, I encourage you to take a long-term view of your investment in Family Bank. The true value of this bank lies not only in where we are today, but in where we are going. And remember, preserving that value requires confidence, patience, and a shared belief in the journey ahead. And as we continue to grow, there may be, and I dare say there will be, further opportunities for you to deepen your investment in this institution. At this juncture, shareholders, I'll mention the changes that took place at the board level. During the year, Mr. David Cho, who you all remember, retired from the board, and on behalf of the board, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. David Ichoho for his commitment, invaluable contribution, and selfless leadership. And we wish him great success in all his future endeavors. We are pleased, shareholders, to warmly welcome Mr. Baptista Muriki Kanyaru to the board. And Mr. Kanyaru is a seasoned legal professional with over a decade of experience. He is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and a member of the Law Society of Kenya. In addition to his legal practice, Mr. Kanyaru currently serves as a director at KTDA Holdings, Kiegoi and Igembeti factories, where he contributes to strategic oversight and leadership. We wish him every success and God's guidance as he undertakes this new responsibility. Shareholders, I will now move to the item of agenda item we've all been looking forward to. I now proceed to introduce now, in line with our strong performance, shareholders, the board has recommended a dividend of 1 shilling and 20 cents per share, up from 0.85 shillings per share in 2024. This represents 41% increase. This reflects both improved profitability and our commitment to delivering meaningful returns, not just in growth, but also in liquidity and cash availability. It is further supported by growing investor confidence, as seen in the appreciation of our share price in the private counter during the year. Before I conclude, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the following: our regulators, the Central Bank of Kenya and the Capital Markets Authority. They have been very supportive. Then you, shareholders, your continued trust in us is a source of strength. To our customers and partners, to the CEO and the management team for their leadership and discipline, and by extension to the entire staff complement of Family Bank who have worked tirelessly to achieve these results. To my fellow board members for their support and guidance. And of course, this appreciation cannot be complete without a special mention of our founder, Mr. TK Muya, whose vision laid down the foundation we continue to build upon, and who also continues to serve as a very active and productive board member. In closing, therefore, shareholders, as we move towards our planned listing at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, I would like to reiterate that we remain anchored on our purpose. And our purpose, as stated in our strategic plan, is to create and sustain wealth by providing accessible, flexible, and affordable financial solutions. The journey ahead is promising, the opportunity is immense, and the future of Family Bank is bright. Asanteni sana for your continued confidence and support. May God bless you. May God bless Family Bank, and may God bless our country, Kenya. Thank you. Now, I take this opportunity to invite our Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Madam Nancy Njau, to present her report for the year ended 31st December 2025. Madam CEO.
All right. Thank you, Chairman. Before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce the Executive Committee members who are present here today. We have Ms. Belinda Mushigadi Maganga, our Chief Operations Officer. We have Eric Murai, who is our Company Secretary and Chief Legal Officer. Elijah Kariuki, our Chief Transformation Officer. Ezekiel Kimanthi, our Acting Chief Information Officer. We have Phyllis Kimani, Chief Retail Banking Officer. John Washuri, the Chief Risk Officer. We have Bildad Haemba Fwamba, our Chief Internal Auditor. Paul Garagari, the Chief Finance Officer. Veronica Muthara, Chief Credit Officer. And Kalpita Ngunu, our Chief ICT Special Projects Officer. Shareholders, my report to you for the year ended 31st December 2025 is contained in the integrated report at pages 20 to 23, and we also have a Kiswahili version of the same on pages 24 to 28, and I take it as read. Dear shareholders, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 19th Annual General Meeting. I'm delighted to present the bank's 2025 annual report, which highlights our unwavering commitment to inclusive, customer-centric, and innovative banking solutions. I will now take you through my presentation. Dear shareholders, our chairman has painted a picture of the operating environment that we had in the year 2025, and allow me to just paint a picture of what that had in terms of impact on our business and our performance for the year 2025. Number one, on the geopolitical tension, the kind of tensions that we've seen observed in Russia, Ukraine, the Middle East region, the tariff changes within the USA, the policy changes within the USA, and closer home, the general elections that we had within some of the East African countries. What happened is that with all this, you expect some form of disruptions, especially supply chain disruptions to our customers who are in trade business, whether either dealing with importation or exportation to those affected regions. We experienced some bit of challenges for our customers in that region, But I wish to confirm to you shareholders that all the customers who are affected by this were able to walk the journey with them and were able to really mitigate any risk that arose from those kind of tensions. In terms of a very key milestone of the CBR rate, we've seen a reduction of the central bank rate by the Monetary Policy Committee over the year 2025, and we closed at 9%, that CBR rate, and as we speak, that rate is at 8.75%. And the impact we saw is that within the course of the year, whenever there is a movement within the CBR rate, it informs the rate at which we lend to our customers. So within that year, we had a decline in lending rates because we aligned our base lending rate to the CBR rate. So anytime there is a change on that rate, we have reduced our lending rates to our customers. In terms of the inflation, as Chairman mentioned, we saw some moderate inflation in the course of the year. There was reduction. And what this means is that the purchasing power of our customers was not eroded. And we saw some increased amounts in investments and savings. And this really speaks to our deposits performance in the course of the year. In terms of private sector credit demand, shareholders, you remember in the year 2024, the country recorded a decline in private sector lending. But in the year 2025, we saw that this demand was gradually recovering, of course, supported by the declining interest rates and also improving the economic activities. And dear shareholders, as we present our performance for last year, you'll be able to pick this and see that as a bank, we actually grew our lending, our book, and we responded to this development. In terms of the stable currency, the whole of last year, we saw that our Kenya shilling stabilized against the dollar. In fact, we traded around 129 shillings across the year. And this was due to increased foreign inflows, which helped control import-driven inflation. And our customers were able to do business with a bit more predictability. But of course, it's a business in terms of our earnings on foreign exchange. When there is stability, you expect that that is going to be minimal. But this speaks to a very stable environment of doing business. In terms of the GDP growth, Kenya's GDP remains resilient. And as mentioned earlier, it grew in the course of the year 2025. We saw a lot of improvement within agricultural output. We had sustained growth in the services sector and also increased activity in the construction industry. And this is one of the industries that had actually contracted in the year 2024. So this speaks to the environment that we operated in the year 2025. Just to refresh us shareholders of how Family Bank sits today, we have 3 subsidiaries, which is Family Bank, Bancassurance Intermediary Limited, that takes care of our insurance business. And this really ensures that all the risks that are associated with business, and even as we do our lending, or even cushioning our customers against risk, we are able to do that as a business. And as you're going to see from the report today, that this subsidiary has contributed very well in the performance of this great company. Last year, we operationalized our new entrant in the subsidiary, which is Pesapap Digital. And this is a subsidiary that is meant to really focus on technology products, our digital products, digital solutions that we can utilize in the bank, in Family Bank, as well as in the subsidiaries, as well as getting out of the market and selling those products to other customers. You appreciate that as a bank, there are solutions that we can offer, whereas there are others that we can't. And this subsidiary comes in handy to help us tap into the ever-growing technology market. So going forward, we expect that you're going to see the contribution of this subsidiary in the overall performance of Family Bank. We have the Family Group Foundation, which is our philanthropic arm or our social investment arm, which has done very well in the last couple of years. And specifically for 2025, I'll be sharing some of the things that you've been able to do within the course of the year through the Family Group Foundation, impacting the society that you're operating, as highlighted by our chairman regarding sustainability initiatives. For the last 42 years, shareholders, Family Bank has been driven by the vision of being the financial institution that leads in the positive transformation of people's lives in Africa. So our focus remains that for everything that we do, we are able to create a positive impact. And this is driven by key values that as staff of Family Bank, we live on a day-to-day. Our values being winning together. We believe in winning together with our customers, within ourselves, working as a team, and also winning with our customers as we support them, as they support us, because we believe that this journey of transformation can only be won by ourselves together with our customers. We continue with believing in ourselves and also in our customers' ability to transform the world as per our vision. As we do this business, we believe it's a business of trust, so we discharge our responsibility in the most transparent manner, because we believe that once customers trust us, they are going to reward us for that. And shareholders, I can confirm that the results that the performance that we are releasing to yourselves today is out of running our business in a transparent way. We also believe that it is not about us as a team in Family Bank, is about our customers. We put our customers first in our conversations, in our engagements, and shareholders, you'll be happy to note that this has not gone unnoticed. We have received recognitions for delivering this value of humility. Allow me, shareholders, to remind us and to refresh us of the current distribution network that we have as a business. We have 96 branches. Happy to say that last year we added one new branch in Family Bank, in Kilifi branch. Currently we are now at 96 branches, serving 32 counties out of the 47 counties in this country, and that is serving them physically, where we have physical presence. However, that doesn't mean that we don't serve customers from other counties. We have invested heavily in technology, and right now 92% of all our transactions are happening digitally. So we are able to support all our customers from across the country and even from the diaspora through our digital platforms. We have support of over 103,000 merchants who are delivering business for us across the country and indeed across all the counties. We have the support of agents who are doing authorized banking business for us across the country also, and even in the diaspora. And we really appreciate the support that we are getting from these stakeholders. Shareholders, some positive news. In the year 2024, we recorded an increase in market share. We are still awaiting the results for 2025. But our market share in the year 2024 increased by 16%, from 1.8% to 2.1%. And this speaks to our deliberate effort in terms of really taking this bank to the next level in terms of market share. It's not lost on us as management and team of Family Bank that this company needs to be in the Tier 1 status. So we are well on course, and we are committed towards this. So we really appreciate that 16% increase in market share in the year 2024. We serve a customer base of 1.3 million customers, and we really appreciate the support that we have received from these customers. And above all, a dedicated team of 1,839 staff. These are staff who are very committed, very dedicated, and really pushing the agenda of Family Bank across this country and beyond. So thank you very much Team Family Bank. We call ourselves the Fuzu Farm. So thank you, and the performance that we are reporting today is actually courtesy of this dedicated team of Family Bank staff. As mentioned earlier, last year marked the beginning of a new strategic period, our 2025 to 2029. And shareholders, allow me to mention that we are very clear in terms of what is this that we need to do as Family Bank to gain our rightful position in this market. We engaged partners who worked with us in strategy formulation, really unpacking our strengths and looking at the key areas of focus. And I can confirm to you shareholders today that Family Bank is very clear. We have strategic clarity on what we need to do and the places that we need to play in. And our 2025-2029 strategy is anchored on key pillars. And allow me to just give you a highlight on some of these pillars that you're focusing on as a business and as a bank. Number one key pillar is compelling customer propositions. We really appreciate that we have a very huge base of customers, 1.3 million, as mentioned earlier. But we also got to understand and to appreciate that we need to have value propositions that are speaking to the needs of these customers. So we've had a time to really unpack our customers, the sectors that they are playing in, the needs that are in those sectors, and coming up with solutions speaking to the needs that the customers have. And shareholders, I can confirm that with the various engagements that we've had with our customers, because as we come up with these propositions, we are not sitting in the tower just coming up or crafting solutions. We are engaging the market. We are engaging our customers to understand and to appreciate what is it that they want and what is the nature of their business. And I can confirm that some of the solutions that we have rolled out have customers' input in it, and we've been able to derive value as seen in the performance of last year. The other key pillar is digitization and data utilization. As a bank, for the last 42 years, we've amassed a lot of data. We have a lot of information within our systems, and going forward within this strategic period is a question of making data-driven decisions. So anytime we are making a decision or we are rolling out a product, we are rolling out a service or a solution, we are asking, what is this data telling us? We're also looking at really empowering or investing in technology so that we can digitize and make banking more efficient for our customers. We know banking is not where you go, but actually what you do wherever you are. So a lot of investments have gone into this pillar, and we have continued to see the benefits of focusing on the same. A key pillar for us is really focusing on our team of staff, looking at how we can empower them to be more productive. We all agree that a productive team is the one that really drives the performance of a great institution like Family Bank. So we've had a lot of initiatives really supporting our teams. We've had empowerment programs, taking care of their welfare, training them, empowering them, really making them appreciate where the customers are coming from. And this has given us a lot of value in the year 2025. Around the efficiency pillar, we've looked at our business processes, a lot of re-engineering happening at that front, looking at the customer journeys, how long is a customer taking to do a particular transaction, and making it more efficient for our customers. And these shareholders, I can confirm this morning that we have also derived a lot of value from it. We understand the kind of business that we run, and risk mitigation is very, very critical. So we have a very key pillar within our strategic plan 2025-2029 on robust enterprise risk management. As mentioned earlier, we are cognizant that we need to mitigate all the risk associated with our business, and we are very clear on what we need to do on that pillar. In terms of expansion, we are focusing on expanding both locally and also regionally. As you're aware, and as I've mentioned, we are in 32 counties, physical presence. we need to continue looking at where we can really position Family Bank. As much as we are talking about digital migration in terms of transactions, we still believe that physical presence is good. Allow me to say that we have 70% in terms of value of transactions happening through our physical branches, because there are those transactions that you need to talk to maybe a branch manager or to a relationship manager. So we continue scouting, doing feasibility studies within this market, and I can confirm to our shareholders that you're committed to bring the network physical presence to over 100 branches in the course of this year. In terms of regional expansion, we are very well aware that we need to get outside of this market of Kenya. As per our vision talks about Africa, so we are looking at closer home, where these areas that we need to get into, and I can confirm to you shareholders that this is a very active initiative that is well anchored in our 2025-2029 strategy. When we came up with the strategy, our new strategy, we agreed as management that we need to have that discipline of execution, because we can have a very good strategy, but if we don't have that discipline or that rigor of execution, then we may not realize the value. Towards this end, we established a transformation office last year, and this office is tasked with the responsibility of translating our strategy into clear, executable initiatives. It's also tasked with the responsibility of driving disciplined implementation and performance tracking. All those initiatives that we have come up with, we have a tracker that really tells us whether we are off or we are on track. What this has done is that it has strengthened accountability across all units and across all functions of the bank. We've also had this office lead structured change management to align all teams. You understand the kind of environment that we are in, as well as the generation that is currently working. We need to really drive initiatives or change management in a structured manner. And it has also enabled us to provide a transparent, data-driven reporting on progress and impact. I can confirm shareholders that with this kind of rigor and discipline, the performance that we are reporting today is actually a validation of the strategic clarity that we have and even the initiatives that we do have. One of the key initiatives is branch optimization, and this involves really expanding the market presence, as I've mentioned earlier, to over 100 branches in 2026, and also looking at our current locations, asking ourselves, are they serving, are they meeting the needs? Have we outgrown some of these locations? Is it still feasible? And last year, we had a relocation of 3 of our branches to very strategic locations that we have continued to see value out of it. We relocated our Kagemi, Kisii, and Gara branch, and as mentioned earlier, we opened a new branch, Kilifi. When I talk about compelling customer propositions, we cannot do that without customer engagement. It's a very key driver of growth. And shareholders, I just want to share with you some of the engagements that we've had in the year 2025. We had partnerships within agricultural space, really having customers who are within that space and having conversations around how we can make their businesses better. We have championed hospitality and tourism, sitting down with stakeholders within that sector and understanding their needs and their demands and coming up with solutions that are speaking to them. We've also participated in celebrating the Ma heritage at their Cultural and Tourism Festival in 2025, and this really reinforces our roots as Family Bank. Being 100% indigenous, we celebrate our cultures, our different cultures, and this was a very vibrant moment for us partnering with the Ma community. We have partnered with people or our customers within the transport industry, and as I've mentioned, really seeking to understand the challenges and how we can intervene as a bank. We have continued to support sustainable development initiatives, and one of such, we partnered with one of our key customers, really, who have an initiative on 10 million tree marathon, and this speaks to our sustainability agenda. We've also continued to work with the governments where we are. We have county government engagements as well as national government engagements. One of our key sectors or areas of focus is on women. We've continued to empower women entrepreneurs, holding trainings for them, showing them how they can be able to run their biashara, having programs even for wellness for them. Because we believe as a bank that once we empower our women, our queens, then we indeed empower a nation. We have also initiatives that we have carried out with our Family Group Foundation, and these are initiatives that are meant to advance social impact. We have a very key partnership with KDF through the Military Wives Association of Kenya, where we have youth economic empowerment program, equipping beneficiaries from some of our soldiers, really equipping them with technical skills. And last year we had a celebration of the third cohort that was graduating. We cannot forget our commitment to rehabilitate the Kona Baridi or the Gong Hills Forest. And in partnership again with KDF, we had a breakthrough where we drilled a borehole, and we are really grateful to Kenya Defense Forces for giving us that opportunity. What that means then, our rehabilitation agenda becomes much easier, and also the other parts of the forest are going to benefit from this partnership with KDF. Again, our flagship program within the Family Group Foundation, that is our scholarship program. Last year, we hosted an award ceremony where we honored the 226 KCSE 2024 alumni. And allow me to say, shareholders, there is no much joy than seeing a smile that we have placed as a bank, as a business, to a vulnerable child. And these 226 candidates, I can confirm that majority of them, over 80%, have actually obtained grades that can help them to transition to higher education, and others towards TVETs and other technical institutions. This is a great joy. We had that celebration, and we continue to walk the journey, even with all the beneficiaries, the 800 beneficiaries. In 2025, we had a forum for them. We brought them together, mentoring them, speaking to them about life, speaking to them about financial management, about financial literacy, about leadership, and also the career paths. And these moments for us is such a great joy, and I can confirm, shareholders, that we've received accolades, rewards, and recognition for this kind of impactful initiatives. Speaking to sustainability, as a business, and as highlighted by our chairman, we believe that we need to be responsible corporate citizen. And anytime we are doing our business, there's that question that comes to us: are we running our business in the most sustainable way? So what we have done as a business is that we have incorporated environmental risk screening in our lending. So whenever we are doing lending, we are asking ourselves critical questions. Where are we deploying these funds? Is it environmentally friendly? Is it sustainable? Where is this that we want to lend to? And shareholders, last year, we subjected billions of worth of loans towards this assessment, and I can confirm that we are deploying funds in sectors or in areas or in businesses that are running businesses in sustainable manner. In terms of a bank, we are looking at our operational footprint and really asking ourselves, is there a way that we can run our business in a sustainable way? I can confirm that today we have 4 branches that are at a solar installation, In fact, one of the branches is running 100% on solar. Of course, we've anchored some bit of it on grid, but we've not had a reason to go to the other source of energy. It's been able to run successfully. We've continued with our initiatives of planting trees. Last year, we did over 20,000 trees in various locations within where we are located in our distribution network, as well as in Gong Hills Forest. In our branches, we have installed energy efficient LED lighting system, and also we have made sure that we have sensor controlled lighting in common areas for the new branch fit outs that we are coming up with. So we've invested heavily in ensuring that we are running our business in a sustainable manner. On the social pillar, shareholders, allow me to say that we are really promoting positive social impacts. And as mentioned earlier, we have received accolades for this. We are fostering financial inclusion, and we are also upholding strong community engagements so that we can be able to positively impact them. Cumulatively, our Family Group Foundation, through Family Group Foundation, we've been able to award over 1,557 scholarships. And as I mentioned, there is no greater joy than seeing the kind of impact that this is creating. We have spent, last year we've spent well over 540 million worth of amount in terms of scholarships. And in our technical training program, we have equipped 896 youth, young men and women, with technical skills that can make them financially stable and fed for themselves. On governance matters, as a bank, we continue to uphold strong governance through robust risk management, also through ethical leadership, regulatory compliance, as well as transparent decision-making frameworks. We have integrated our ESG into the board charter and all the governance structures, so that as we make decisions, then we are looking at the impact that we are creating and really asking ourselves whether our business is sustainable. We established a sustainability steering committee last year that keeps us in check. All the initiatives that we come up with, we keep in check and ask ourselves, is it sustainable? We conducted various trainings, and this happened right from the board level, senior management level, all our staff, for them to appreciate what is this impact on ESG and our activities and our business in the society and in the environment at large. We cannot run this business without our people. There are over 1,800 staff. Shareholders, we've continued to empower our teams. Last year, we had a leadership development program where we subjected all our leaders, over 200 of them, to just understand how to navigate performance management or leading the teams that we are currently leading. A team full of Gen Zs, they need mentorship, they need coaching, and we empowered our teams towards that front. We've also held quite a number of wellness webinars and activities within our branch network and even within our head office team, just taking care of them, taking care of their nutrition and healthy living, teaching them around financial well-being, personal debt management, the dynamics of building healthier relationships at the workplace. And this has really worked out very well because we want our teams to feel that they're working for the right organization. In terms of gender inclusivity, shareholders, you realize that Family Bank is one of a kind. At our board level, we have 50% gender inclusivity. Within the senior management, we have 38% ladies and 62 gentlemen. But happy to mention or to note that in the entire network of Family Bank, we have 50-50 gender inclusivity. And I can confirm that this is rare in this country. And as Family Bank, we are one of the champions of this key pillar in our business. We continue empowering our teams for high performance, offering team building activities, flexible working hours, taking care of our young mothers, training them, giving them subscriptions to health clubs, just to make sure that they're in the right frame of mind, even as they do and as they serve our customers. Shareholders, I wish to tell us or to inform us today that 60% of our workforce is youth, the young generation, 35 years and below. And as Family Bank, we take this as a very key strength, noting the kind of generation, the kind of information that they have, the levels of energy that they have, the levels of innovation that they have. And with this kind of a team, Family Bank is ready for the next phase of growth. As I've mentioned earlier, shareholders, we are committed to excellence as a bank. We've received a number of accolades last year, and some of them are actually a validation of our strategy. We received a recognition or an award within our SME business, within agribusiness, women banking, digital banking. And all these are speaking to the areas that we have identified as a business we are good at and we need to play in. We also received awards and recognitions through our foundation. One of them was Best Impact in Investing Initiatives. And this was a validation that the areas that we have chosen to play as a foundation or as a business is creating impact. We also received an award as Best Foundation in Impactful Work. So shareholders, as we run our business, we are creating impact in the society where we are. Our staff were recognized. We've had a participation in an African contest called Battle of the Banks. And for the last 3 years, Family Bank has emerged as the overall winner of the Battle of the Banks Africa Award. And these events, or these awards, actually for the last year happened in South Africa. And this confirms the kind of talent that we have running the business in Family Bank. As always, we continue to keep our customers first. And last year, we were recognized as the best Tier 2 bank in customer experience. And this is a survey that was done by Kenya Bank Association, our customers giving feedback, and we really appreciate our customers and our staff for this award. We continue to create value through impact funding. Last year was quite a success for us. We signed up a 50 million euro facility with European Investment Bank, and this is meant to really solution our women, our youth, as well as SMEs. We also had $20 million with British International Investment, which is specifically for MSME in trade, finance, and shareholders. This also speaks to our strategy. We signed up a $10 million US dollar facility. This was a Tier 2 capital with Blue Orchard and still focused on SME. This really shows or demonstrates that we are very clear in the space that we are in, and we have like-minded partners who are ready to work with us the journey. So we really appreciate those partners for really offering us these facilities that are helping us to support our customers. Among the many partners that we have, we want to appreciate the ones that I've mentioned: EIB, Blue Orchard, BII, Finance in Motion, Water Equity, Responsibility in Cofin, Aseli, AGF, MasterCard, Visa. We appreciate. Shareholders, allow me to give a summary of the group results for 2025. Our total assets closed at 208 billion Kenya shillings. Loans and advances closed at 105.8 billion Kenya shillings. Our customer deposits closed at 151.8 billion shillings. Our profit before tax closed at 6.3 billion shillings. Our profit after tax closed at 5.3 billion shillings. And allow me to say, shareholders, that this is not just a good performance, it's a great performance. Looking at where we are recording double-digit growth, as our CFO is going to elaborate further, is not a mean achievement. And we want to appreciate all the stakeholders who made this performance a success. So, dear shareholders, allow me to take this opportunity to invite our CFO to take you through the detailed performance of 2025. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you, our CEO and Managing Director. Dear shareholders, it's my pleasure to welcome you into this meeting and to present to you the financial performance for year 2025. The performance, the audited accounts are contained from pages 164 to pages 274 of the integrated report, which has already been shared in our website. This report contains several set of accounts or document. One is statement of profit and loss, both bank as well as the consolidated. Number two, you'll see the statement of financial position, both bank as well as consolidated. Number four, you'll note we have also added the statement of changes in equity, bank as well as the group. And lastly, you have statement of cash flow. And in addition to that, we've provided notes to the account which explains each and every line item of those accounts. Dear shareholders, allow me to present a summarized format of the performance in year 2025. I'll start with the statement of financial performance of the bank. We had our total asset for the first time closing above 200 billion, and we ended at 208.6 billion. And dear shareholders, that was a 40% increase in our total asset compared to where we closed in year 2024 at 168 billion. That translated to 24% year-on-year growth. This total assets largely came from key areas, one of them being customer deposits. The customer deposit in year 2025, and I'll present the group numbers, closed at 151.8 billion. And that was 25 billion increase compared to our performance in year 2024, where we closed at 126.4 billion. That represented a double-digit growth of 20%. The other supporting parameter is our shareholders' funds. Remember last year we came to you, we went out there in the market, you supported us with capital from private placement where we managed to raise 8 billion as already highlighted by our chairman. In addition to that, our total shareholders' funds is also supported by retained earnings. So overall, we had our shareholders' funds grow by 46%, and that in absolute term represented 10 billion year-on-year growth, closing from at 32.6 billion up from 22.3 billion in year 2024. Of course, when we mop this capital from yourself as well as deposits from customers, we have to deploy in asset earning, interest earning asset. In year 2025, we deployed in excess of 13 billion into private sector lending Here I mean our net loans and advances to customers grew by 13 billion in year 2025. We closed at 105.8, up from 92.8 billion in year 2024. That also represented a 14% growth, and that was well aligned with our strategic plan. Dear shareholders, I will also take you through the mix of the funds, both assets as well as liabilities. Out of the total assets that you've entrusted with us, the 208 billion, most of these assets are deployed into interest or income generating areas. 51% of that 208 billion is deployed into loan and advances to our customers, and that represents our commitment to positively transform lives in the country and as well as across Africa with a global reach. We also deployed 35% of the money we mopped up into investment in government securities. Remember, last year the growth of credit to private sector was a bit subdued, closing in the ranges of below 5%. And this year we've seen some positive improvement in year 2026, and we expect the investment we have in government securities will ideally be realigned into deployment of credit to private sector. Only 13% of our assets are in cash, which is supposed to facilitate transactions within our banking hall, and also the money we have within our accounts abroad to support our customers in trade, as well as the remaining small portion that is investment in fixed asset, property, and equipment, just to support the business activities. Our balance sheet continues to be largely funded by customer deposits, with year 2025 customer deposits contributing 73% of our total liabilities. In addition to that, we also had shareholders' funds contributing 16% of our total liabilities. As our CEO mentioned, in 2025, we also received some funding from DFIs, and this money is meant for impact funding. As you can see in the account, you'll note that we've had an increase in our borrowings from 4% in year 2024 to 7% in year 2025. So overall, shareholders, our balance sheet is well balanced. It's well supported from a capital structure point of view, with equity and shareholders fund contributing the largest portion, and with only a manageable and well calculated support from debt capital. And all that money is meant to support our lending activities in select sectors as highlighted by our CEO. Of course, we cannot talk about loans or advances without mentioning to you the quality of our loan book. As a bank, we are very deliberate when it comes to investment, because even as we grow, we have to protect your asset. And year on year, from year 2022 to year 2025, our loan book has remained above 85% in the good book, or what we call performing loan book, with only 14-point-something being in non-performing category. And that 5-year trend reflects the deliberate effort we've made to contain any loans getting into NPL. And this we do by training our underwriting team and also having state-of-art supporting technology that is able to pick good customers at the point of entry. We also have a very good and supportive debt recovery team that helps to work with our customer if they get into distress position. Overall, our non-performing loans remained well below the industry average at 14.9, against an industry average of 15.5%. And that confirms our commitment and our deliberate action in that area. Just to give you also some bit of comfort, our shareholders, even with 14.91 in NPL, we've taken adequate cover to protect your investment, and 66% of that book is covered by provisions and interest in suspense. If we bring in collaterals that we are holding for the NPLs, then we are 158% covered. Meaning, even if we were to recover all the money, ideally we'll end up having more than what we've given out. And that gives us a lot of confidence that as management, we are keen to protect the assets. In terms of financial performance, or what we call profit and loss account, our CEO mentioned our profit closed at 5.3 billion group level against 3.4 billion in year 2024, and that represents a growth by 1.9 billion, or 55% increase in our profitability. Our profit before tax at group level closed at, again, 6.3 billion against 3.9 in year 2024, and that in absolute term is 2.4 billion and represents 62% growth year on year. Of course, this performance was largely driven by our investment in income generating assets, that is loans and advances, as well as investment we've put in government securities. During the year, the interest income grew by around 4.2 billion from 20.9 in year 2024 to 25.1 in year 2025. And this reflects our strategy, and it's largely focused on ensuring that we have financial inclusion and that credit is accessible by private sector. We've set up state-of-art digital channels that are able to churn out credit of big values without the customers having to come to our banking hall. And the good thing is technology, we also don't limit our customers in terms of accessing credit. You can borrow any day, any hour, in the middle of the night. So shareholders, we are very deliberate, and it seems to be working for us. The other key driver of that good performance is our non-funded income, which closed at 3.9 billion, up from 3.7 in year 2024. That's around 122 million increase in our non-funded income. And dear shareholders, here we have items like the money we generate through commissions as we facilitate customers to do transactions. Also, the investments and the activities we do under foreign exchange trading. I want to confirm that 3% is within our targeted range because our strategy is to ensure financial inclusions. So even as we get into state-of-art digital channels, we ensure that we don't then push a lot of charges to our customers. And that then confirms that we want Kenyans and the world to access banking. And that has been our objective for the last 42 years, and we continue to run on that journey. Our management of liabilities, remember we support the bank by collecting deposits from depositors, including yourself, because you are big supporters of Family Bank. During the year, the interest expense that we paid on deposits reduced from 9.7 to 9 billion. And shareholders, remember this is largely driven by macroeconomic conditions. We had government borrowing reduced from the ranges of 16-17%, using bonds and bills to the ranges of 12 7 and 8% for a 3-month T-bill. Therefore, as an institution, we have to come and ensure that we are pricing our raw materials within the range. Lastly, our operating expenses on this increased by 24%, closing at 13.6 billion, up from 11 billion. That's around 2.5 billion in absolute terms. And I want to give you confidence. Last year was our first year of implementing the strategic plan. And during the first year of strategy implementation, we have to have the foundation set. So we invested a lot in reviewing our added strategic plan, putting in place the new plan, and ensuring that we've provided money or we've put money into the activities and initiatives that will support the bank into the future. And that is what is contributing to this good performance of 55% profit after tax. That means this being our first year of strategy implementation and realizing 55% improvement in performance, the future is looking very, very bright for us. Our subsidiary contribution to our performance, remember our bank assurance as highlighted by our CEO, which largely focuses on providing insurance solutions to our customers as well as other Kenyans. We don't just focus on our customers alone, but we serve all Kenyans who have insurance needs. We serve customers who have general insurance needs, be it motor, be it fire, industrial, be it domestic. We provide all those solutions. We also serve big in life business, credit life, ordinary life, as well as other life policies that you may require. And therefore, you don't have to go looking for insurance solutions. Come to us and we are ready to offer that. And remember, we are a family, so we will take care of you as a family member. The bank assurance contributed 451 million revenue into our 2025 performance and a PBT of 285, up from 248 in year 2024. That represented 15% growth. Shareholders, I will also mention some of the key ratios that matters when it comes to banking as well as companies. One of the key ratios for us as a bank is net interest margin, and this ratio shows the quality and the returns we are making from our investment in all areas such as loan and advances, government securities, interbank market. As you can see, the net interest margin improved by 9% from 7.4% in year 2025. We are very proud of that, and we commit to continue to improve that ratio. We've also seen our cost-income ratio come down from 74 to 68, and we are already running way ahead of our strategic plan, and we believe this ratio will come down even further in year 2026 and beyond. Banking is largely run by a lot of risk management, and the regulator has set key parameters that any banking institution has to meet. I can confirm to you as Family Bank, we are doing well. We are well above all the regulatory ratios, and one of the key ratios that we are required to observe is core capital to total deposit. We closed at 16.1, and that is double what the regulator requires at around 8%. Dear shareholders, that means that the bank is able to mop up and collect deposits without having to worry about the impact on core capital. We also manage or monitor the ratio on our core capital to risk-weighted asset, which closed at 16.9 against a regulatory requirement of 10.5%. So we are well above that. And the other key ratio is what we call capital adequacy ratio, or total capital to total risk-weighted asset, which closed at 19.6%. and the regulator requires that we maintain a ratio of 14.5. Shareholders, this means we can still grow our loan book by a lot of money. In fact, we can be able to give out more loans to our customers without having to worry about the impact it will have on the ratios, because we are very well above the regulator requirement. And this confirms the support you gave us, the support you're also getting from our retained earnings. And we're projecting this will continue into the future. I want to also confirm to you shareholders at this juncture that the bank is well capitalized. You are well aware the regulations require banking institution to hold a minimum of 10 billion by year 2029. Family Bank is well capitalized with our shareholders' funds in year 2024 closing in the ranges above 32 billion, and our core capital closing in the ranges of 24.4 billion. So we are not worried. Your bank is well capitalized, and any regulatory changes will not have any implication into this organization. The other key ratios, and this is the last presentation around the financials, is some key metrics, and one of them is book value. Book value here means the value of every share when you look at it from an accounting point of view, based on the book or the account as of December against the total shares that have been issued and fully paid up. The book value closed at 19.6 shillings per share. Earnings per share improved from 2.6 to 3.93, representing a 48% improvement. That means for every shilling you've invested in the company, we are able to generate 3.9 shillings for every share. Our price to earning, remember our shares are traded over the counter, and when you look at the current over-the-counter price against the earnings per share for the bank, we are getting a value of 5.4. That means our share price over the counter is still within the range. And if you look at most of the listed institutions, that ratio is usually above 6%, meaning this presents an opportunity to you shareholders. So the price is still undervalued, but when I look at the projections in terms of expected performance of the bank, then this, if was to go to the ranges where other banks are trading, then that's a big opportunity for you to grab in terms of investing in this company. Our dividend yield closed at 6.7%, which was a 10% improvement from year 2024. Return on average equity, shareholders, for every sharing you've given us, after paying all the expenses, we are able to generate 19.5%. I'm sure when you compare that with any other asset class available in the market, be it government-related available options or other options available in the market, you won't be able to get 19.5%, meaning we are generating very good returns for you. The optimal ranges is usually anything above 15%. That presents a good return to shareholders. And of course, this comes to you in form of dividend as well as capital appreciation. Lastly, our return on asset continues to improve. It improved by 24% from 2.1 in year 2024 to 2.6 in year 2025. Dear shareholders, as I indicated, these numbers are available from pages 164 to pages 274 of the integrated report. Allow me to say that we are available for any clarification. God bless you. God bless Family Bank. I want to hand back to our CEO, Mrs. Nancy.
All right, thank you so much, our CFO. Shareholders, that is the detailed or the summarized version of our performance, the performance of your company in the year 2025. And you're saying that for the last 42 years, tumefuzu, tumefanikisha zaidi, na sasa tunasema tuko imara pamoja. We are ready for the next exciting growth phase of this great company. God bless you. God bless Family Bank. Back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Nancy, and our very able CFO, Paul Garagari. Shareholders, the director's report was circulated in the integrated report, and it is contained on pages 157 to 158. I propose, in the interest of time, that it is taken as read. I will now call upon the representative from our auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Mr. Patrick Kiambi, to highlight their audit opinion to members. Patrick.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, shareholders. Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, directors, management, staff. All protocols observed. Patrick Kiambi is my name, as identified, the audit partner from PricewaterhouseCoopers. As reiterated by the CFO, the financial statements are on page 160, between pages 164 and 274 of the integrated report and financial statements. Our audit opinion is on pages 160 to 163 on the same integrated report and financial statements. What are the key things to highlight on the report? One is that it is addressed to you shareholders, because that is our mandate that you've given us through the directors. Two, that you will see in our report that we are independent. It says independent auditors report to the shareholders. Three, and very important, that it is a clean audit opinion, so congratulations to shareholders, congratulations to directors and management. And four, allow me just to read one very important part of that opinion, which confirms that indeed it's a clean opinion. And it's the second paragraph on page 160. And I quote now, in our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the group and the bank as at 31 December 2025, and of their financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with IFRS accounting standards and the requirements of the Companies Act 2015. And I close by saying it's a pleasure to serve you, shareholders. So I submit to you, shareholders, and back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Patrick. And I must confirm there has been a lot of work that has gone in behind that very brief, very precise opinion. Shareholders, as you are all aware, you had already been given an opportunity to ask questions and seek clarifications regarding the financial statements and the resolutions being presented. Responses were provided to all shareholders who asked questions and sought clarifications as provided in the notice calling for the meeting. But having said that, I now invite members who might have questions to ask. They may ask them using the Q&A tab on the digital platform. And for those listening via conference, you can dial *483 *809 #. Let me repeat that. You can dial star 483 star 809 hash to ask your questions. Please note we might not be able to respond to all the questions raised due to time limitations, and therefore all questions received shall be collated and responses published in our website after the meeting. Once again, we are going to present the voting guide on how to cast your votes, and then I can take a few questions. Thank you.
Welcome to the 2026 Annual General Meeting of Family Bank Limited. Voting for the AGM resolutions is currently open. A text message and an email prompt have been sent to all eligible shareholders and proxies with instructions on how to vote. Those with multiple accounts and holding proxies on behalf of others will be prompted to vote for the various accounts consecutively. Ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe zimetumwa kwa wanahisa wote waliohitimu na wawakilishi, yani proxy, zilio na maagizo ya jinsi ya kupiga kura. Kwa wale walio na akaunti zaidi ya moja au waliotumwa kuwakilisha, yani proxy, watahamasishwa kupiga kura kwa akaunti mbalimbali mfululizo. Registered shareholders and proxies will key in and dial the following USSD code from any mobile phone network in Kenya. Wanahisa na wawakilishi, yani proxy, watapiga msimbo ufuatao kwenye simu zao. Msimbo huu unaweza kutumika kwa mitandao yote ya simu Kenya. Dial star 483 star 809 hash. Once the shareholder chooses the language, the next prompt will be as follows. Mwanahisa atakapochagua lugha, atapata jibu lifuatalo. Welcome to the Family Bank Limited AGM. Reply with 1. Karibu kwa mkutano huu wa mwaka wa Family Bank Limited. Bonyeza 1. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Accounts registered with your number are listed below. Reply with 1 to vote using the first listed account. Akaunti iliyosajiliwa kwa nambari yako imeorodheshwa hapa chini. Bonyeza 1 kupiga kura. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Approve the integrated report, the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2025, together with the chairman's, directors, and auditors' reports thereon. Reply with 1 if in favor, reply with 2 if against, reply with 3 to abstain. Idhinisha ripoti jumuishi, taarifa za fedha zilizokaguliwa kwa mwaka ulioishia tarehe 31 Disemba 2025, pamoja na ripoti za mwenyekiti, wakurugenzi na wakaguzi wa hesabu. Bonyeza 1 kukubali, bonyeza 2 kukataa, bonyeza 3 kuazilia. Continue following the same prompts for all other resolutions. Shareholders with multiple accounts shall be prompted to vote until they exhaust all their accounts. Endelea kufuata mchakato kwa hoja zingine. Mwanahisa anaweza kurudia mchakato mzima ili kupiga kura tena ikiwa ana akaunti zaidi ya moja. The live stream link for this meeting was sent to all eligible shareholders via SMS and email. Once you click the link, you will find the resolution tab on the dashboard. Click the button and thereafter, click the voting option against each resolution as per your choice. Once completed, click the Submit Vote for Resolutions button to complete voting. Kiungo cha mtiririko wa moja kwa moja cha mkutano huu kilitumwa kwa wanahisa wote wanaostahiki kupitia ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe. Mara baada ya kubofya kiungo, utapata kichupo cha resolution kwenye dashibodi. Bofya kitufe na kisha ubofye chaguo la kupiga kura dhidi ya kila azimio kulingana na chaguo lako. Baada ya kukamilika, bofya kitufe cha Submit Vote for Resolutions ili kukamilisha kupiga kura. Closing of voting will be announced by the chairman. Kufungwa kwa upigaji kura kutatangazwa na mwenyekiti. Results of the resolutions voted on will be published on the company's website within 24 hours following the conclusion of the EGM. Matokeo ya uchaguzi yatachapishwa kwenye wavuti wa kampuni kati ya masaa 24 kufuatia hitimisho la mkutano. Welcome to the 2026 Annual General Meeting of Family Bank Limited. Voting for the AGM resolutions is currently open. A text message and an email prompt have been sent to all eligible shareholders and proxies with instructions on how to vote. Those with multiple accounts and holding proxies on behalf of others will be prompted to vote for the various accounts consecutively. Ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe zimetumwa kwa wanahisa wote waliohitimu na wawakilishi, yani proxy, zilio na maagizo ya jinsi ya kupiga kura. Kwa wale walio na akaunti zaidi ya moja au waliotumwa kuwakilisha, yani proxy, watahamasishwa kupiga kura kwa akaunti mbalimbali mfululizo. Registered shareholders and proxies will key in and dial the following USSD code from any mobile phone network in Kenya. Wanahisa na wawakilishi, yani proxy, watapiga msimbo ufuatao kwenye simu zao. Msimbo huu unaweza kutumika kwa mitandao yote ya simu Kenya. Dial *483*809#. Once the shareholder chooses the language, the next prompt will be as follows. Mwanahisa atakapochagua lugha, atapata jibu lifuatalo. Welcome to the Family Bank Limited AGM. Reply with 1. Karibu kwa mkutano huu wa mwaka wa Family Bank Limited. Bonyeza 1. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Accounts registered with your number are listed below. Reply with 1 to vote using the first listed account. Akaunti iliyosajiliwa kwa nambari yako imeorodheshwa hapa chini. Bonyeza 1 kupiga kura. Once the shareholder has responded, they shall receive the following prompt. Mwanahisa atapata jibu lifuatalo. Approve the integrated report, the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2025, together with the chairman's, directors, and auditors' reports thereon. Reply with 1 if in favor, reply with 2 if against, reply with 3 to abstain. Idhinisha ripoti jumuishi, taarifa za fedha zilizokaguliwa kwa mwaka ulioishia tarehe 31 Disemba 2025, pamoja na ripoti za mwenyekiti, wakurugenzi na wakaguzi wa hesabu. Bonyeza 1 kukubali, bonyeza 2 kukataa, bonyeza 3 kuazilia. Continue following the same prompts for all other resolutions. Shareholders with multiple accounts shall be prompted to vote until they exhaust all their accounts. Endelea kufuata mchakato kwa hoja zingine. Mwanahisa anaweza kurudia mchakato mzima ili kupiga kura tena ikiwa ana akaunti zaidi ya moja. The live stream link for this meeting was sent to all eligible shareholders via SMS and email. Once you click the link, you will find the resolution tab on the dashboard. Click the button and thereafter, click the voting option against each resolution as per your choice. Once completed, click the Submit Vote for Resolutions button to complete voting. Kiungo cha mtiririko wa moja kwa moja cha mkutano huu kilitumwa kwa wanahisa wote wanaostahiki kupitia ujumbe mfupi na barua pepe. Mara baada ya kubofya kiungo, utapata kichupo cha resolution kwenye dashibodi. Bofya kitufe na kisha ubofye chaguo la kupiga kura dhidi ya kila azimio kulingana na chaguo lako. Baada ya kukamilika, bofya kitufe cha Submit Vote for Resolutions ili kukamilisha kupiga kura. Closing of voting will be announced by the chairman. Kufungwa kwa upigaji kura kutatangazwa na mwenyekiti. Results of the resolutions voted on will be published on the company's website within 24 hours following the conclusion of the EGM. Matokeo ya uchaguzi yatachapishwa kwenye wavuti wa kampuni kati ya masaa 24 kufuatia hitimisho la mkutano.
shareholders. We will now respond to a number of questions that have been raised. We will try as much as possible to respond to most of them. But as you can appreciate, so far we have received 87 questions. As stated earlier, where in the interest of time, we may not cover some questions, be assured that the answers will be posted on our website. Now, for efficiency, we've tried to categorize these questions so that we just give a statement on a broad category of questions. And I'll start with the first category, which seems to be top of mind for most people. So the first two questions that have been asked here is, and this is around immobilization of our shares. And I'm not sure why we use the word immobilization. It's just simply digitization of your shares. So the first question comes from Brenda Waithira Mwangi, and the question is, what is the status of the share immobilization process? Communication on this is very minimal. And the second question, related question, comes from Emma Waithira as well. And the question is, kindly comment on the matter of shares immobilization. Now, having completed the process, what next? Now, since this is an all-important question, we've taken a bit of time, and you bear with me, the answer is a little bit long, because the first thing we'd like us to all appreciate is the stages in the immobilization process, because that will bring a bit of clarity. So before proceeding to address the above question, it is important to first describe and explain the process itself. And this is a 5 to 7 stage process, depending on whether or not you have an existing CDS account. So the first stage, which most of you have gone through, is where the FBL share registration office comes to you or calls you, and they collect your physical share certificates, and at the same time they assist you to complete CDS account opening for those who don't have one, and at the same time they also assist you to complete immobilization form. They will take a copy of the immobilization form for you, and this you will retain as evidence confirming that we have received your physical shares, and most of you have actually done this, quite a large number of you. Now the next activity or stage, and this might not be visible to most of you shareholders, is that once these shares, physical shares, have been collected by our registry office, they carry out a reconciliation exercise. This is to reconcile the physical shares that they have collected from you from the records in our registry. I must confirm this exercise is ongoing, and the registration office mainly gets back to you where they meet reconciling items, where the reconciliation is not complete. And our experience now, and this is what the registration office has told me, only about 10 to 20% of these forms have a reconciliation issue. So granted, if you've not heard from them, you probably don't have a reconciliation problem. Now, but to speak to your concern, Emma, we have, however, agreed with the shares office that they will give everyone feedback on this as soon as possible. The next critical stage, and this may not go strictly sequentially, and this is the all-important stage, is where we obtain approval from the CMA to list. Now, this is obviously subject to meeting the minimum threshold for immobilization and to complying with several other requirements. I'm glad to announce that the minimum threshold has been met. So in terms of the number of shares immobilized being an obstacle, that is not an obstacle. We have enough shares immobilized. The approval with the CMA, the conversation between us and CMA has been ongoing. Quite a lot, a bit of information that needs to be exchanged, going back and forth. But I am pleased to tell you the progress is good. The next stage, and this stage may not necessarily go sequentially and have to await the approval by CMA, is for the registration office to send you a link which you can follow to open a CDS account and appoint a broker. These are preconditions to you being able to trade in your shares digitally or electronically. This, contrary to what we may fear, is actually, I'm told, is very straightforward. As soon as you get that link, you are able to complete that process even within a few minutes. It can also be done before the CMA approval, and our registration office has agreed to also try and fast-track this process so that we ensure that as many of you have a CDS office account, and you also have a broker appointed as we go into the market. The next stage, once CMA approval is received and your account has been properly reconciled with our registration office and the CDS account has been opened, and a broker has been appointed, our registration office will liaise with the CDS. This is the Central Depository Unit, operates more or less together with the CMA, the stock exchange, the stock securities exchange. So once that has been done and your account has been opened, you will actually get a statement. A statement will be generated electronically, and it will come to you, to your email address. The email address you have given on the form that you opened with our registry. So finally, the final stage is starting transacting. So after your account has been activated, you'll be able to transact in your shares just in the same way as you operate a bank account with the support of a broker. That's why it's important to have a broker. It is very straightforward. The process of immobilization of shares is proceeding well. Many of you have completed the first two stages, and we have already met the immobilization threshold to have our shares admitted in the securities exchange. We have positively taken the feedback on the need for more communication and engagement and fast tracking whatever can be done as we await CMA approval. And our registration office will be taking the necessary actions. But let me take the opportunity as I answer this question to also create awareness around the importance of this exercise. And so that there is avoidance of doubt. For those who have not started the immobilization process, it is important for us to clarify that failure to immobilize does not in any way erode or destroy the value of your shares. I think some people might be worried that if they've not immobilized, they will lose their shares. You will not lose your shares. However, as and when you need to transact in those shares going forward, you will have to travel a longer route where you first open the CDS account like everybody else, and you appoint a broker before you can transact in your shares. As you can appreciate, traveling such a long route might cause you to miss a precious investment or divestment opportunity. So you are encouraged to do the immobilization now and be in the ready. Besides, you continue to also run the risk that if you go on holding your investment in paper instead of in digital form, there are risks that are attendant to that form of custody. So our objective is to have all our shareholders immobilized as soon as possible, preferably before we list. This will also boost the confidence of our in our shares and possibly shower up the value. So you are encouraged to cooperate and immobilize. So that was a long answer, but I thought it was necessary to lay that groundwork. The second set of questions, 3 of them are still on listing. When is listing expected? When can we realistically expect the listing by introduction to take place? And the third one is, I would like to know about listing of shares with the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Since we submitted the share certificates, when are we beginning to trade publicly? Now, these questions have been asked by Brian Zioka, and I respond as follows. Some of the answers have been given above. We are on track to listing by way of introduction in the Nairobi Securities Exchange as we had planned within the month of May. Of course, again, this is subject to the all-important regulatory approval. We have submitted our applications to the relevant regulators seeking the approval to list, and the conversation has been progressing well. As to when the shares will start trading, the shares will start to trade from the date of listing. Listing by way of introduction will broaden the bank's shareholder base, enhance liquidity for existing shareholders, improve price discovery through increased trading activity, strengthen the company's visibility, credibility, and trading within the capital markets. Question number 6 and 7, will we have a split of bonus shares before shares are listed in the Nairobi Securities Exchange? Number 7, after bank admission in the stock exchange, when do we expect bonus shares? So the straightforward answer, of course, we couldn't bundle a lot of activities in 1 year, but the timing of such transactions is critical, as it directly impacts the value of your shares. Having sought professional advice, the board is of the opinion that it is not the best time to do either a share split or a bonus issue. Question number 8, how much will be the listing price for Family Bank shares? And the answer, Family Bank listing price is set by the bank in consultation with transaction advisor through an independent valuation. Before the listing date, the listing price will be published in an information memorandum, which will be available to the shareholders and to the members of the public. Understandably, we cannot publish this now. This obviously has to follow the approval process. After listing, the market determines the price through supply and demand mechanisms. Question number 9. To what extent were the existing shareholders diluted by the private placement that happened last year? The answer is the existing shareholders who did not participate either in the rights issue or in the private placement were diluted by 30% in terms of number of shares held. It's important to understand that. So if you missed to participate in the rights issue or in the private placement, then in terms of the percentage of the shares you hold as a percentage of the total shares of the bank, you got diluted by 30%. However, this was the good news. It is important to note that the price of our share, due to the performance in the first place, but also to this move we are making to list, has improved from around 1450 shillings to at the beginning of the exercise to around 21 shillings today in April. And therefore, the value of your investment in absolute terms might actually have grown significantly. The private placement resulted in issuing of 552 million shares, of which 357 million shares are already allotted, and 195 million shares are subject to approval by the Central Bank of Kenya. And these approvals are usually necessary where a shareholder has applied for shares above a certain threshold. This increased the bank's issued share capital from 1.305 billion to Kenya shillings 1.857 billion, bringing in, and it brought in some 42 new shareholders. The next question, question number 10. Should we expect another dilution, private placement, before shares are listed on the Securities Exchange? And the answer is no. The bank has concluded capital raising exercise for this year, which was necessary to infuse additional capital before our planned listing. Next two questions are on dividends, very straightforward questions. And my apologies if I'm not reading your names. I'll attempt to do so for the remaining ones. How much dividend per share do we expect? This question has been asked by Rose, Teresia Njeri, Okova Wagaki, Derek, Peter Gitau Chege, Joseph Karanja Kariuki, Pauline Ngendo Kamau. And there's a second question. What will be the final dividend for the year ended 2025, and how much will it be per share? The answer is straightforward. The bank has declared, or the directors have proposed, a dividend payout of 1 shilling 20 cents per share, which, as I said earlier, is a 41% increase compared to last year. In terms of the total dividend payout, the amount that we expect to pay out, subject of course to your approval, is 2.2 billion shillings, and this is 100% compared to the amount of 1.1 billion we paid last year. You then ask the question, what's the departure between the 41% and the 100%? A simple explanation is that we have more shareholders. So our dividend has grown by 41%, but because we have more shares, the payout in terms of absolute numbers has actually doubled. Shareholders, I'll now invite the company secretary to take the next question.
Thank you, Chairman. We have a question from Okova Wangaki Derek, and he asks, can dividends be paid through M-Pesa? We respond as follows, that you have been paying dividends through your accounts held at Family Bank, and this year will be no different. As shareholders of the bank, we know that you also support your bank by maintaining your account with us, which is really amazing. You can access your dividends through a mobile channel, PesaPop, which is there for your convenience. In future, however, we'll consider paying through dividends through other channels. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Eric, I take the next question. Again on dividends. Why did you retain a lot of money? This is asked by John Jaria Juguna. So why did you retain a lot of money? You were to pay dividend at 60% of, I think you meant the profit made. So, John, let me respond to you. Thanks for your question. So the bank has a dividend policy, and the dividend policy provides for 30% dividend payout based on the company's audited profit. The policy also provides that the board of directors can vary the payout rate after considering a number of relevant financial and strategic considerations. And the dividend we have paid over the years has exactly demonstrated diligent application of that policy. Just giving an example, in 2023, we paid a dividend spot on the 30%, but in the following year, 2024, we paid a dividend of 34%, so it can go up and down. And what we are promising to pay today actually translates to 40%. So yes, there is a policy. The directors apply their discretion, or they apply themselves to the circumstances prevailing at the time. I will invite our CFO to answer the question number 15. Paul?
Thank you, our chairman. The question is, which is the actual date our accounts will be credited with dividend? And this question is coming from Peter Buvi and Paul Otieno. My response is as follows. Subject to approval by yourself in this meeting, your accounts will be credited on 15th of May this year, and that is subject to, or will be paid to the shareholders in our register as per the AGM notice.
Thank you, Paul, for that very precise answer. You've also given a date, and that is most welcome. So the next question is from Leonard Wekoba. It's also asked by George Otieno Okech. It's also asked by John Wangai Mugo. And it's asked by Winnie Ninga Patet. And the question is, what must I do to become a director? And I'm glad they've not asked about the chairman. So board appointments are made taking into consideration skills, diversity, and regulatory requirements. Any person interested in being nominated to the board can express their interest through the company secretary upon a declaration of a vacancy. So I'll ask the MD to take the next question number 17.
All right, thank you, Chairman. I'll take a couple of questions. One is from Samuel Kuria wa Nganga. Does war in Iran affect dividend and banking sector? I'm going to split this into two. Point number one, in terms of dividend this year, I want to confirm that the war in Iran does not affect that. In terms of whether the war then affects the banking sector, as per my previous presentation, I mentioned that this kind of war really presents a lot of disruptions, specifically to our customers, in having supply chain disruptions, the way we support our customers, those who are in import, those who are in export, business towards those regions where there is war. So at the end of the day, you find that we get the impact as a business. Of course, you'd expect that there are going to be some currency fluctuations. It might even lead up to inflation, a lot of challenges in terms of impact on oil or fuel. So in other words, these kind of wars affect the least of the households. And so the bank is not exempt from this. However, as a business, what we've done is to strengthen our risk management, just making sure that we have adequate buffers. I want to admit that there are some customers who are affected, and we have to walk the journey with them, really looking at how do we support them as they restructure their businesses. So as a bank, we want to strengthen we are strengthening our risk management process framework so that then it doesn't affect the performance of this bank negatively. The other question is from Leonard Muigai Joroge, who is saying, kindly, I would like to know why the lending rate is pegged at 20.1% even to shareholders, whereas other banks are offering as low as 16%. Thank you so much, Leonard, for that question. I want to just bring out a clarification. As you all may be aware, the early part of last year, the banking industry was operating with different base lending rates, depending on the various parameters. But towards the end of last year, there was a communication from Central Bank whereby all banks were required or expected to adopt a base rate, which is common, and were given two options. There is one option called Kesonia, and another one, the CBR rate. As Family Bank, and which majority of the banks did, we adopted the Central Bank rate, which is currently at 8.75% as our base lending rate. However, from that rate, you're expected to include a risk premium depending on the profile of the customer, the sector, and various other parameters. So you find that you have a base rate, which is common to all the customers. However, the risk premium, depending on the risk profile of the customer, is different. So we've been able to effect this both to our new customers as well as the new borrowers, as well as the existing borrowers. We've repriced our facilities or our loans to 8.75% as the base lending rate. So the only difference is the K, which is the risk premium or the risk profile of the customer. I would also want to point out, if you look at the publications by CBK regarding the average lending rates of banks, Family Bank definitely is not at 20.1%. Indeed, we closed at around 15.98% on the lending rate. However, for Leonard or any other person who feels that they need to have more information around this, you're welcome to engage your branch, engage your relationship manager, or engage any of us. You can even contact through our contact center. So thank you for that, but I needed to bring that clarity. The last question that I want to respond to is from Jessica Esther Wamboi, who is saying that kindly consider opening a branch along Buruburu Shopping Center. Nearest Family Bank branch is so far away. So thank you, Jessica, for that recommendation. I want to confirm to you and indeed to the other shareholders that Buruburu is part of our strategy, is in the areas that we've identified that we need to establish our plan, and we are hopeful that within the course of this year, we are going to open a branch in the Buruburu Shopping Center. Asante sana. Back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, CEO. I'll invite the CFO to take a few more questions. CFO, question number 21, 22, and 23, if you will.
Thank you, Chairman. Question 21. Any plan for acquisition? Do you have any plan to acquire a small bank? That is related to question 22. What are the plans for regional expansion? I want to respond as follows. Regional expansion remains our key focus. It's actually captured in our 2025-2029 strategic plan, and we've been actively reviewing the available opportunities both in the local market as well as in the region. We will consider also opportunities to acquire a fintech, which we are also exploring, and within the current strategic period, we believe we'll be able to actualize that plan. Question number 23. Investment in government securities has increased by 45% year-on-year. With the current low interest rate environment, what are the plans to disinvest? Dear shareholders, that's a very good observation. Our investment in government security, yes, has increased year-on-year, and we are well aware that our business model is focused on credit to private sector. So I want to confirm that that investment is largely due to timing difference. And as you are aware, in 2025, the borrowings from private sector was a bit subdued, but with the current activities that central bank has brought into the market, lowering the base lending rates, we've seen banks amongst ourselves lower the base lending rate, and that has spurred demand for credit. And in line with that, we expect, and we're seeing a lot of applications coming through in the first quarter of 2026, and through to April, we've received a lot of applications in terms of loans. So we expect that amount we've invested in government security will continue to unwind, and more of it get into private sector lending. Just to give you comfort that any money we collect from deposits or shareholders' funds, we don't keep idle cash in our system. We make sure that we push that into interest earning asset, as I indicated earlier, and that's why that growth happened. But with the current reversal and demand coming through from credit, we will have seen that number reverse and money get into loan and advances. Thank you.
Thank you, shareholders. I'll take the last question for now. And the question is, why don't you have physical meeting rather than virtual ones? Is it that board is shying off from having a physical one? This has been asked by Jessica Esther Wambui. Thank you, Jessica, for that question. And having held virtual AGMs over the years, We have noted that virtual AGMs have a much higher shareholder participation than physical ones due to increased convenience. And just to illustrate, we've just had a look, and we are currently having participation from at least 4 countries, different countries, from 10 towns, and from another over 22 different locations, not clear whether they are towns or other countries. Now, there has also been increased inclusivity with members outside Nairobi and its environs being able to attend the AGMs at their own convenience, especially as we grow our customer base nationwide. Indeed, we have shareholders attending the AGM from many parts of the world, as I've just demonstrated, and we have received positive feedback from those who would otherwise not have managed to attend physical meetings. So thank you, shareholders, for all those questions. As stated earlier, we'll respond to the rest of the questions directly to the members who have raised them. And now, shareholders, the following resolutions shall be passed by a poll. All shareholders shall receive SMS messages and email prompts to cast their votes. Voting shall continue until 12 noon today, and the results of the poll shall be published in the company's website within 24 hours. I now invite the company secretary to read the resolutions to be passed. Company secretary.
Thank you, Chairman. Shareholders, the resolutions to be passed in this meeting are as below. Number 1, to receive, consider, and if thought fit, adopt the integrated report, the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2025, together with the chairman's, directors, and the auditor's reports thereon. This resolution has been proposed by Mr. Peter Musangi Nduiga and seconded by Agnes Muhia Gatama. The next resolution is to approve the payment of a first and final dividend of Kenya shillings 1 shilling 20 cents per share, subject to withholding tax where applicable, on the issued and paid up capital of the company and payable to shareholders registered as at 4th May 2026. And to facilitate this payment, the register of members will be closed on 4th of May 2026. This resolution has been proposed by the shareholder Eunice Waithera Kihara and seconded by Stephen Nzivo Mwangangi. The next resolution is on the rotation and election of directors in accordance with Article 112 of the Articles of Association. The first one is Mr. Lazarus Moema, the board chair, retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for re-election as a director of the company. We have a proposer for this resolution, Mr. Peter Kanja Mwaniki, and the seconder is Jasper Mwenda Ikiara. We proceed. Mr. Mark Keriri, a director, retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for re-election as a director of the company. This has been proposed by James Wambugu Waweru and seconded by Titus Nathaniel Njogona. Next is Mr. Baptista Muriki Kanyaru, director, having been appointed to fill a casual vacancy retires by rotation, and being eligible, offers himself for re-election as a director of the company. This resolution has been proposed by David Mwaniki and Margaret Jambi, and seconded by Mwalati Kalawanga. We proceed. The next resolution is to receive, consider, and if thought fit, approve directors' remuneration for the year ended 31st December 2025. This has been proposed by Mwalati Kalawanga and seconded by Hannah Nyambura Mbugwa. The next resolution is on the reappointment of the auditors. And the resolution is to reappoint PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, as auditors of the company in accordance with Section 721 and 724 of the Companies Act 2015, and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. Mr. Stephen Irongo Kimani has proposed this resolution, and Action World Agencies has seconded that resolution. Shareholders, we have special business, which is to consider, and if thought fit, to pass the following resolution as an ordinary resolution in accordance with the Capital Markets Public Offers Listing and Disclosures Regulations 2023. And that is to approve three resolutions. The first one, three policies. The first one is the board remuneration policy. Then we have a stakeholder engagement policy. And thirdly, we have the board nominations policy. These policies were published on our website. Yeah, these policies were published on our website, and we have a proposer by the name Elijah Kingori Ndirito, and the seconder is Evans Odipo Anino. The last one is to consider any other business for which due notice has been received. Chairman, I confirm that we have not received any notice for any other business. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Secretary. And we finally come to the close. So there being no other business of which due notice has been given, we now have concluded the business of the 19th Annual General Meeting. And I would like to thank all the shareholders and other participants who have participated to make this AGM a success. We would like to end this meeting as we started with a word of prayer, and I will once again invite Bildad Fwamba to pray for us as we close the meeting. Bildad.
Let's bow for our prayer. Gracious and everlasting Father, we thank you for your presence amongst us this morning. Thank you, Lord, for a very successful annual general meeting that we've just had. We want to thank you, Lord, for all that has been shared, the insights. We want to thank you for each and every one, our esteemed shareholders. We thank you, Lord, for our board of directors. We thank you for our customers. We thank you for our staff and each and every stakeholder that has made this meeting a success. Lord, as we come to the close, we just want to acknowledge that you indeed are God of all wisdom. May you continue to guide us. May you continue to empower us, Lord, even as we continue to positively transform the lives of our people. This morning, Lord, as we conclude this meeting, we just want to commit ourselves before you and that you may be able to dismiss us your blessings. In Jesus' name.
Thank you, Bildad. Ladies and gentlemen, I now declare the meeting officially closed. Thank you very much.
Mungu yetu.
Welcome to the Family Bank Group's 19th Annual General Meeting. An opportunity to engage with you, our shareholders and customers, as we share the progress of our journey. A journey of growth, resilience, and our unwavering commitment to sustainable financial, social, and economic growth. A journey of impact and transformation of livelihoods. We are your preferred bank for biashara. We pride ourselves in being flexible, caring, and always available to serve and meet your financial needs. Walking with you on your journey as individuals, families, and businesses. From small and medium enterprises to large corporates, we are with you for life.
Family Bank, with you for life. Tufanikishe zaidi.
Our vision is to be the financial institution that leads in the positive transformation of people's lives in Africa. Our mission is to deliver the transformation through quality financial services, innovation, and integrity. We live by our core values, winning together with our customers, self-belief in our collective ability to change the world, transparency that earns your trust, and humility